People, Randall J here with some more coherent drivel. Let's talk about, that virus that's been going around. Now, I have studied this right from the beginning, and I've studied it what, really good doctors are saying from all over the world. And I've seen lots of evidence-based studies from all over the world. And let me just share a couple things with you. First of all, you want to watch Dr. John Campbell on YouTube. There's a new one called The White Clots Common. That's extremely important. And the death rates all over the world are up something like 15 to 20%. Average death rates unexplained all over the world. I also have seen data saying that some people used to say it used to be like a theory that it affected our genetics. And there's some evidence out of like Switzerland or someplace, I don't know where, that it definitely changes your DNA in your liver. Yeah. And like they have evidence. And geneticists, if you study if you look into what the leading geneticists in the world are saying, they're saying, that I think it's called something like the fern cleavage site was added to bat virus, and that is what made it catchy to humans. And now bats don't even get this particular virus. And what they do is they take rats in the laboratory and they alter their DNA to give them human-like lung tissue. And then they figure out how they can make deadly viruses attached to human-like lung tissue. And there was just a new report out about China, Wuhan lab, where they have been now experimenting with a COVID virus from pangolins, which is what they tried to blame it on in the first place, but now they have added the fern cleavage site to pangolin virus and given it to these rats, and it has a 100% kill rate. But don't worry, it hasn't escaped yet. And like 2 or 3 months after the last virus escaped from that lab, they changed the ventilation systems. So I'm sure we have nothing to worry about. And, And young people are like dying on the basketball court, dying on the soccer field. After you have COVID or that virus, you're not supposed to exercise for a long time because those spike proteins, they collect in your heart muscle. They collect all over the place in your brain. But they strongly accumulate in your liver, which can be a problem. And they seem to cause those white blood clots that are more like calamari in your veins that many undertakers, or what are those people that take bodies apart, have found. Yeah, not good. And in order to pass that vaccine, there's a law that says you cannot, it was emergency use. In order to have an emergency use medication, there has to be no other relevant medications that exist that can be useful. And that's why they didn't like other medications, like, what was that, what was it, hydro something, chloride, whatever the fuck it was. Can't remember. And ivermectin. You can't use those, because if you could use those, then they could not distribute the vaccine, the untested emergency use vaccine. They couldn't make over $200 billion off of that if they were using these cheap medications that cost pennies to manufacture. Interesting thing, though, in places like Nigeria and stuff, where they used that medication that won the Nobel Peace Prize for wiping out river blindness from parasites, and people take it like every month to not have parasites. That, which is safer than aspirin and safer than Tylenol, it's like one of the world's most safe drugs ever in existence. They didn't want us to use that. And those people that take it for parasites every month, they didn't get COVID. They didn't get it. Yeah. Very, very different outcome. And there's, in India, they have, like, I forget what it's, different states, or they call them provinces or whatever. Different, it's kind of like us in different states. But one state distributed them, mailed them out to every house. And the states that surrounded it, they had high rates of death and sickness. But the state that put it in these care packages that they distributed, they had very low rates. So the truth is there is a ton of evidence, okay? A ton of evidence that we should have these cheap drugs. They're actually better than the harmful, not proven, not tested, vaccine that's hurting many, many people, when these cheap drugs are statistically have killed no one. Now, they did some tests, some pharmaceutical test studies, where they gave these drugs to people on their deathbed. Like the one drug they gave to them, ivermectin, they gave it to them like one time while they were on their deathbed. And they said, see, it doesn't work. They died. And the other drug, they gave like 5% more than usual, which killed them just from using too much of it. Well, see, that one doesn't work either. And, I mean, if you really study this stuff, you will discover that I am once again correct. That's the way it is. I am correct. And the vaccines have a cumulative effect, and they actually inhibit your immune system to adapt to the new forms and strains that come around. So you don't want to really take them, or I don't want to really take them. You can do whatever you want, because it's a free world and a free society. Oh, it's supposed to be, but the government propaganda and rules and regulations. Because I had a cool doctor who gave me a big script for ivermectin, like 300 or 400 of them, and I tried to get it filled, and pharmacies refused to fill it. Now, that should be against the law. If a doctor writes a script, pharmacies should legally be bound to fill it, I think. And that was government control. So that was propaganda, government control, not a free society, not democracy, not even medically sound advice, turns out. So I don't even know, they might have trouble with this particular, what do you call this, whatever I'm doing. They might, I don't know if they'll give me trouble for this one or not. But this is the truth. Like I said, you want to get scared, you want to get real, watch the YouTube video by I think it was John Campbell. He's a doctor in England or someplace, and it's called White Clots Common, I believe. There's a whole lot of other things. Oh, and if you really want to know how to treat it, the best way is Google FLCCC, the FLCCC, and find their protocols. Also, these medications that they won't give us are supposed to be good for long COVID as well. But you can't have them because your government said, oh, we want to sell these. The pharmaceutical companies told us that those other ones don't work. Those cheap medications don't work. They want to sell. So they really want to sell you these very expensive medications that are brand new, untested, and apparently have deadly side effects. And our government is listening to the pharmaceutical companies, because everybody has to make a profit, right? It's only fair. This is America. We run on capitalism. Fuck democracy. Fuck freedom, free will. Fuck your ability to decide your own health matters. They don't care about you. And that's why you have to vote for Kennedy, because he understands everything I just said. Again, we have got to vote for Kennedy. We have got to get that man into office. The biggest problem is getting him on the ballots in all 50 states. So if you can donate, whatever you can do to get him on all 50 states, I'm not a rich man. Wish I was. I would donate a lot if I could afford to donate a lot. I'd donate the maximum allowed. Whatever. Okay, good luck. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. I'm right about all this stuff. It's not that I'm Superman or anything. It's just that I spend a lot of time studying because I don't have any family, Could use a good woman, like really sexy, really fit, really intelligent, cooks organic food. Yeah, maybe next time. Anyway, getting off the subject. Have a good day.